so I could get completely drenched. I found myself cursing the rain. God, this rain! Oh. And I did the exact same thing that I'm like saying, oh no, we should welcome the rain, right? Welcome it. So that was a little joke that God told for me, that God told to me. And it's funny because the whole rest of the week, I'm seeing all of these difficulties with rain. Everybody's having problems with rain, and I'm like, oh, geez, I'm really putting my high morals to the test here in appreciating the rain. But I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to turn my discomfort into gratitude. I'm going to turn my wet interior into gratitude for the rain. Gratitude that it is here and blowing up our lives right now. We need the rain. So that's it might not be every week that we do God's Got Jokes. It'll just be every week that God is telling a joke. So it's probably going to be every week. I'm going to find something. So now, what we believe. We believe four main things here at the Center for Spiritual Living, YOLO. We believe that love is all there is. Everything is an expression of love, a call for love, a proof of love. Love is all there is. And if you can go 5 minutes without, if you can go 30 seconds without thinking of something that you love, then you're better than I am. Because love surrounds us at all times. So we believe that love is all there is. Number two, we believe that all thought is creative and influential. Thoughts are things. Everything around you has been preceded by thought. Even yourself were a thought before you were actually here. So we pay a lot of attention to what we think and what we believe because we know that we're going to see that manifest out in front of us in the material world. Number three, we believe that you're whole, perfect, and complete right now, exactly as you are. Whole, perfect, and complete. How do we say this? Because we come from a whole, perfect, and complete source that can only create wholeness, perfection, and completeness. So that is where we're from. That is our origin, and that is who we are. No matter what is happening today, that is who and what we are. So we know ourselves as whole, perfect, and complete, and we know you as whole, perfect, and complete. And number four, we believe in a world that works for everyone, and we're working from that world together. And it's not a world that we're trying to make work for everyone. It's a world that works. Peace is here now. There is a way to peace now. We're not trying to make a world where peace is possible. Peace is possible now. Peace in our souls, peace between nations. This world works. We just have to work with it. And that is what we do in this philosophy, is learn how cause and effect works, learn how belief works. And then through that, we change our lives. So now is our namaste time. My favorite time of the day where we get a chance to look at each other's eyes and bow and look at them and know that they're whole, perfect, and complete. So since our talk this week is on belonging and community, if you would greet each other with the words, you belong. You belong. Namaste. You belong. So let's do a little namaste.
Namaste.
So now I'd like to welcome our practitioner of the day, Deborah Taylor, to come up and give us our vision, mission, and today's affirmation. And the reason that Gail's picture is up here is because Gail is supposed to be our practitioner of the day, and the darn technology, blessed technology, we love it. But yes, it has given us some challenges, some blessed challenges. So Deborah is going to be our PA today. So good morning, Deborah.
Good morning, David. Good morning, CSL, whatever.
Hey, YOLO! YOLO!
YOLO. Okay. So I'm going to share our vision and mission statements and our affirmation for today. Okay, let's get this positioned. So let's just take a breath here. And come into the present moment. I will read our vision statement and then I will ask you to speak it in your own voice. For all to realize the power of spiritual connection. So please say it with me. Our vision is to create an environment for all to realize the power of spiritual connection. And our mission here at CSL YOLO is a sanctuary for all to be lifted and inspired to embody spiritual principles and live their inherent greatness. So let's say it together. Our mission is to provide a sanctuary for all to be lifted and inspired to embody spiritual principles and live their inherent greatness. So our affirmation for today. I see spirit in everyone I meet. So let's say it together. I see spirit in everyone I meet. And I like to say, I see spirit in everyone and everything I meet. Just like. So, I'd like to welcome our board president, Diane Cataldi, to share our announcements for the week. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. We're glad you're here. It's great to see everyone. Okay, our announcements for this week are we are having a board meeting this Thursday, and it will be 6 o'clock on Zoom, and the room number is up there, I believe. So if you can join us, we'd love to see you. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have your thoughts and ideas as part of our conversation, and we've got a lot going on till the end of the year, and then January and February will be big months for us. So stay tuned and come to our meeting on Thursday. Our walking meditation was canceled because of the fabulous rain. And so it will be rescheduled, I believe, probably in the spring when we won't have all this fabulous rain. We also have a gratitude group, and we did meet last Thursday. It is always the second Thursday of the month from 4:30 to 5:30 at the Davisville Apartments. And if you would like more information, June Robinson heads that up, and she can give you all the details, and we'd love to have you join us for that. We also have 2 care circles, and these groups meet once a month, and there's one in Davis, and there's one in Woodland. And if you're interested in the care circle, you can talk to Marty Meyer for the one in Davis, or Chris Kitanoya and Barry Bolden for the one in Woodland. And those are just really fun time to get together and just have a little bit more time to meet people and get to know people in our community. Okay, and we would love to have you join us today after service in the bottom for fellowship. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. So, and now it's time to enter into the more contemplative part of our service today. And we get into that sacred space, first of all, with some sacred readings from our reader of the day, Heather Flores, who's going to give us our today's reading, and then we're going to have prayer after that.
Good morning. Community is like the Bodhisattva belief that not one of us can enter nirvana until all others have gone before us. That's by Peter Block from Community on page 30. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. As Lewis V. Baldwin in To Make the Wounded Whole, The Cultural Legacy of Martin Luther King. It's on page 245. We are all different. There is no such thing as a standard or run-of-the-mill human being, but we share the same human spirit. That's by Stephen Hawking, and it was during the opening of the Paralympics Games in London, England, August 2012. One of the marvelous things about community is that it enables us to welcome and help people in a way we couldn't as individuals. And that's by Jean Vanier, Canadian founder of l'Arche, an international federation of communities spread over 37 countries for people with developmental disabilities and those who assisted them. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. I don't know about you, but my heart is so full right now. I'm going to invite us into the sacred space of divine connection. So if you would just allow your breath to deepen itself in its own perfect time and rhythm. And as you inhale this invisible stuff that we call air, that we so trust, the very foundation and essential for our survival and thrival. I'm going to invite you to allow this to be a metaphor for that invisible side of life that we may call God or Spirit. We may call it Allah, Shango Yemaya. We may call it Shiva. We may call it Mother Earth, Father Sky, Wakantanka. We may call it Gaia, Big Mama. We may call it Allah. By whatever name, it is that infinite all-powerful, all-knowing presence that is everywhere. Always. Always. And as I am a divine emanation and expression of that one power, that presence, that love, that beauty, that power, that intelligence, that peace, that joy, I know that this is the truth of each one here. It is the truth of each one on their way to here. It is the truth of all creation. All creation. Nothing, no one is outside of the infinite. And so I am speaking my word in gratitude. Gratitude for the ever expanding awareness of God, of good. The awareness that right here, right now, God is in its fullness, the wholeness, in the beauty, in the pain. For it is simply an indicator pointing the way to love, pointing the way to abundance, pointing the way to community, to belonging, to knowing that each one here, all of creation is the beloved of God, the beloved. The beloved. And so as I speak my word in gratitude for all who have shown up today to prepare the space, flowing forth love and sacred service, in gratitude for our surrendered vessel, Reverend David Clark, as he allows his life to simply be an example of surrender, of courage to follow that which he is given to do. In gratitude for all who have shown up, for all really in the universe, for we are one community. And so as I know that all is well, I release my word into the alchemy of law and love. And as I stand in the feeling tone of all is well, of sanctuary, of community, I know that the prayer is answered even before the words are spoken, for the divine intelligence knows all, and the answer is yes. Yes to love, yes to abundance, yes to gifts, yes to sharing of gifts, yes to beauty, yes to peace, yes to joy, yes, yes, yes to your heart's desire. I invite all to join with me in anchoring this truth with words from our African tradition, Ashe, with words from our Native American tradition, Aho, with words from our Abrahamic tradition, Amen. And so it is.
And so it is.
Please join me in singing Are the Faces. You are the face of God. For you is you are all. You are the face. You are the face. I hold you dear. We are the family. We are the face.
Well, good morning. Here we are in the present moment. Isn't it great? No matter what has happened in the past, here we are, right here and now, together, enjoying each other, enjoying life, enjoying the sunshine that's starting to peek out from behind the clouds. This month, we are talking about community, living everyday wonder through community. And last week, we talked about getting a personal sense of belonging, of carrying your belonging with you wherever you go, belonging where you are. And the basis of that belonging is based in equanimity, in equality of all of us. Okay, I know that I'm great because I know that you're great. That's how it works. My greatness derives from the fact that greatness is our birthright. So if I belong, I know I belong because I know that you belong. And so it's strengthened in me just by knowing that we are all enjoying the same benefits from our relationship with God. And a powerful aspect of community, now that we've got belonging down, right? We're all very good at belonging wherever we are. We've got that down. So the next thing to work on is acceptance. So we belong, and if you're accepted by where you know you belong, and those two things come together, amazing things can happen. It's a powerful bond, belonging and acceptance. And institutions are built, mountains are moved. The impossible is done when people join together and belong to each other and accept one another. And not only power isn't the only thing that's there, peace is also there. I wonder, being a Black American, I wonder sometimes about how things might have come out differently in America if we had the belonging and acceptance model followed after slavery was ended. If the formerly enslaved people felt as though they belonged in this country, and if the former perpetrators of that oppression accepted them as Americans, as belonging in this country, what could we have done? How could things have been changed? Education would be changed. The way we see each other would be different. The way we walk, the way we move, everything would be different if we had this belonging and acceptance. in this particular situation. My first experience with belonging, because it feels great when you belong, doesn't it? When you walk into a place and somebody says, "Hey, how you doing?" And they welcome you in, and you're like, "Hey, this is nice." Or you feel that warmth of belonging. It's like, "Hey, I belong here, I'm accepted, and everything is right." The first time I had that sensation was in kindergarten. My mom was dropping me off in kindergarten. I was terrified. Crying, bawling up a storm. I wore glasses at the time, so my glasses would get little drips on them from crying, and I was just crying my eyes out because I didn't know these people, I didn't know these adults, I didn't know these children. I did not want to be here. I wanted to be gone. I did not feel as though I belonged. In my little mind, this was not my home. I wanted to go back to my preschool. Because preschool was fun. That's where I knew everything. You know, I was accepted. I felt like I belonged there, not here in kindergarten. So I'm there. I'm crying. My mom standing there with me at the door, and I'm beside myself. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then out of nowhere, a kid walks up to me and says, "Hi, my name is Arthur. You want to play?" Just like that. I will never forget it. And so I'm like, "Yeah." And so he said, "Okay, come on over here." And so we went off into the corner, and there were some little blocks there and some little things that we could sit there and build. And then we started building them. And then my fear, my tears dried up. Now I was into this game that we're playing. We're building something here. We're constructing something. We've got plans. So I was into that. I had completely forgotten that I was afraid. I completely forgot that I didn't belong. I forgot all of these things. All these things were wiped away. And I was digging through some paperwork a while ago, and I came across a picture of this very thing happening. Oh, I forgot my magic device. I came across a picture of this very thing. You guys want to see it? That's me up in the corner there in my little glasses.
With hair.
With hair. That's the first time you guys have seen me with hair. That's me. And the kid that's playing in the other kid that's there, his name is Arthur. And we wound up growing up together. We went to high school together. He was a lifelong friend. But this is the power of acceptance. You know, and it really is as simple as this. And as powerful as this was for me, I was lucky. I was lucky that somebody came up and talked to me. I was lucky that I had good teachers that maybe said, "Hey, go talk to that kid." I don't know how it happened, but it happened, and I was welcomed. And I think about the kids that are not welcomed. Kids that go into a situation feeling like they don't belong, and that feeling is just reinforced by their experience in the school. And what can we do with society if we accepted more people? Maybe this kid was different than everybody else. Maybe he had some reason that, the other kids didn't want to play with him. But if we step out of our comfort zones and go out of our way to accept someone that may be off on their own, maybe not feeling like they belong, if we reach out, how powerful that is. It's always interesting to me whenever I'm hearing a story about a school shooter or something like that. It's always the kid that's off by himself, that's neglected, that's denied, that's picked on, that's ostracized from the group. And then they develop this whole other ethos, and then that makes them go out and do what it is they do. And it makes them become these destructive individuals. That's not the only thing that can happen, but that is something that happens. That's how powerful it is to exclude someone. That's how powerful, that's how deeply of an impact we can make when we just say, and just deny someone access. It creates unnatural conditions. It's not natural for us to ostracize people. It is natural for us to accept. That's why it feels so good when we're accepted. That's why it feels so good when we belong. Because that's the natural order of things. We're just living life the way nature intended, as one big family. So, if I wasn't accepted that day, my feelings of unworthiness might grow. I might be afraid to show my light. I might be afraid to speak up. Who knows what I will develop into without this sense of belonging? And who knows what we can develop into with it? So the thing is, we're still these children. I'm still that David. That's still me. He's still in here telling me things, trying to help me out, revealing little truths that he figured out that I'm still living with today. And it took me a long time to figure out that I can grow beyond this, but beyond this little guy. But the thing that I want to impress upon you most here is how important acceptance is and how powerful each and every one of us is out there in the world. I like to go to parties. Anybody like to go to parties? Yeah, I like to go to parties, have a good time. One of the things I like most about parties is going and getting to know different people. And you sit down, you talk to somebody that you wouldn't have talked to ever before you happen to be at this same event. And you sit down and you start talking, and you find all of these different things. I mean, you spend 5 minutes talking to anyone, and you try to find a bit of yourself in them, you'll find it. I'm reminded about parties because a very good friend of mine is here in the service today. Someone that I met at a party. We sat down and talked, and we wound up talking for the whole rest of the party. For hours, we talked about this, about that, about our opinions, about things. She's here now. This is Judith Condon is sitting right in the back. I'm going to embarrass you, Judith. We turn out to be such fast friends. And oh, by the way, she's also Patrick's mother. So that's how far back we go. But we're from different generations, different parts of the country, different skin colors, different whatevers. We couldn't be more different sexes. We couldn't be more different from each other. But we met at that party and we started talking, and we found all of these things that were similar. And we turned into lifelong friends from that first conversation. From that party, we got to know each other so well that, I consider her my sister now. And I have this deep, abiding love for her in my heart. And she's a stranger. And we always hear, stranger danger. Have you ever heard that? And there is something to that, okay? I do want to say, as I'm up here talking about acceptance, there is something, you have to let your common sense kind of take over. I mean, sometimes there's a dangerous situation. Sometimes we can't reach out and talk to everyone because of whatever situation. But there are a lot of times when we can. When it's just someone, maybe you're waiting in a shopping line. You strike up a conversation with the person behind you. If you do, I have a tip for you. If you strike up a conversation with a new person and you're just getting to know them, look at them through the eyes of love. Treat them like someone that you love. In this way, when my daughter's telling me about a situation that she's going through, I'm looking for her best. I'm looking for her absolute best to emerge. I'm listening for her blessings. I'm listening for positive events. I'm listening for fortunate circumstances. I'm looking for blessings throughout her life. Throughout this story that she's telling me, I am searching for positive. And because I'm looking for positive, I'm looking for God, I find it. And I'm able to echo that back to her. Well, did you know? Well, it sounds like it's very fortunate that this happened because of X, Y, and Z. No, but I hadn't thought about it like that. It's because you are thinking about it that way. Why are you thinking about it that way? Because you can. You have the ability to look and find God everywhere. And that has an impact on everyone you meet. You can see different possibilities, new possibilities for people, new possibilities for yourself, all through this connection that we have. So we're all still longing for acceptance. And we know how powerful acceptance is. So how do we get more of this together? How do we get more belonging and more acceptance together to work for good in our lives? Well, there's a few different things. I've got a few different ways here. First of all, know the truth. Know the truth about yourself and about the person that you're looking at. Equally blessed, equal access to God, equally wonderful. That's what you're looking at when you look at any person on this planet. You're looking at an equal in the eyes of God. Number two, meet new people. Don't be afraid to let your light shine. You belong, remember? Do you remember? You belong?
Yes, yes, yes.
You do belong. So act like it. When you come into this space, you know that you belong. Your words are important. Your attitudes are important. Your feelings are important. You belong. So go take that belonging everywhere you go. You belong at the supermarket. You belong at the gas station. Your importance doesn't begin or end here. It is everlasting and it goes throughout your life. So don't be afraid to meet new people. Be curious about other people's lives and look for God everywhere. And once you find it, mention it. Hey, that's great that happened to you. Hey, it sounds like that turned out for the best. There's nothing wrong with looking for God and finding it. Another thing to look for is to look for yourself. Find yourself in other people. That is the quickest pathway to love. Because I love me. Do you love you? You can. You're lovable. You're wonderful. I'm sitting up here every Sunday telling you how great you are. You better love yourself. So if you do love yourself, and if you do feel that you're great, it's because of what you've been through, what you've experienced, what you've learned, what you've overcome. And that's exactly what you're looking at when you meet somebody else, somebody that's overcome a whole lot of stuff in order to be standing there talking to you. Appreciate that. Appreciate your common struggle, no matter what it is. After a while, you can just assume that everyone is like you. You can just assume that the person that you meet has something special inside of them. You don't have to go digging around for it. You just know that it's there. And you can approach all of your relationships in this same way. Meet new people. So for your home play, in your travels, if you see someone, if you get the urge and it's safe, I want to be sure to tell you, pay attention to your gut. Make sure everything is safe for you. But if you see a situation where you see someone that you sense might need a connection, that you sense might be off on their own, off ostracized, just say hello. Just say hello and give a smile. That goes so far. When I'm feeling terrible about myself, and it happens. Yes, it even happens to senior ministers. Sometimes I feel terrible about myself. But when I feel bad about myself, nothing snaps me out of it quicker than a kind word. Especially a kind word from a stranger. I was singing to myself the other day, and I was putting groceries in the car, and I was singing some song to myself, and a lady walked by and she said, "You have a beautiful voice." Like, wow. Well, thank you. That just made my entire day. I wasn't trying to sing to impress anybody. I wasn't trying to perform. I wasn't trying to do anything like that. It was just out of the blue. Someone reaching out. It came up in their mind, and then they said it. And then they touched my heart. And it was special. I carry that, and I remember that. That's how it works. We can go out there and touch someone's heart and change their lives with a word. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful acceptance is. That's how powerful community is. So that is our test. And I'm sure God's going to have a couple of jokes behind this. So as we go out and we have our home play, meet someone new. Reach out to that stranger. Pay a compliment. Give a smile. Give a nod. Give a gesture. Let God's light shine out of you and see what happens. And let's take that into prayer. As we go inside ourselves, inside to that place of peace, that place of quiet, that place of eternal belonging, to that place of divine acceptance. It is from here that we proclaim that there is one Spirit, one God, one consciousness, one life, one power. There's one. And we have all emerged from this one. We all are fed by this one. We're all embraced and loved by this one. We are all empowered. And as this one is all power, all beauty, all grace, all joy, all love, I know that that's me too. I have access to all that God is. And because I know this about myself, I know this about every single person sitting here today, every single person walking the streets of Winters, every person in our beloved Yolo County, every person in the world. We all have equal access to the infinite love of God. As much as we can accept. as much as we can conceive, we have. And so I know that with this power we can end wars. We can feed hungry people. We can house people that are on the street. We can embrace and care for people that are experiencing mental illness. We can counter that. We can counter those that let love grow in their hearts. We can counter all the hatred out there with love. Love is bigger than hate. Love is bigger than anything else in the universe. We got hatred outnumbered, y'all. We do. And I'm so grateful to proclaim this. I'm so grateful to know this. I'm so grateful for the connection to God and the connection to all of you. And it's in this connection, it is with this firm knowledge that all things are possible, that I release these words into the mind of the universe. I release these words charged with my belief in them to allow Spirit to make it real right in front of my eyes, to allow Spirit to materialize peace, to materialize connection, to materialize acceptance, belonging, and joy. I release these words knowing that they're true and done. And let us all release these words with the words. And so it is.
So I want to sing a story for you. A story that I think fits how community and how important community can be, especially at Christmas time. This song is called Merry Christmas with Love. She leaned with her head on the window, watching evergreens in the snow, remembering Christmas the way it had been so many seasons ago, when the children would reach for their stockings and open the presents they found. The lights of the tree would shine bright in their eyes, reflecting the love all around. But this year there's no one to open those gifts, no reason for trimming tree. And just as a tear made its way to the floor, she heard voices outside, sought to see. Here, Merry Christmas, if even just one. May the joy of the season surround you. Merry Christmas with love. The carolers sang as she opened the door. Faces of friends in that crowd,
And all of the shadows of glory remind us we're driven away by the sun. Now the heart that for years had been silent was suddenly filled with a song as she clung to their hands like a child in the night. She found herself singing along. Merry Christmas to all who may dwell here. Merry Christmas, if even just one. May the joys of the season surround. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to all who may dwell here. Merry Christmas, if even just one. May the joys of the season surround you. Merry Christmas with love.
I don't know why, but I wanted to cry all the way through that. Got really emotional today. Good. Thank you.
Let it flow, that's what I do. I'm a big crybaby.
You don't wear mascara.
That's true. So, we are a center that I just forgot.
Oh, your magic wand?
Yes. My magic wand. Okay, so as I was saying, we are a center that observes the spiritual practice of giving and tithing. We call it conscious, committed, structured giving. And there are many ways to give and expand our abundance consciousness. And if I may go off script a little bit here, with the offertory, there's a certain feeling that that you get. Well, I'll explain it in a story. When I first found religious science, I was really stoked, and I was like, "Yeah, I want to learn more." So I really dove in with both feet, and I was playing a little bit of guitar back at the time, and they were kind of looking for music people to come and play. So I said, "Yeah, I'll play." And I couldn't wait to play. And it's like, okay, well, we paid, X amount of dollars, we paid $50 or whatever. And I was like, oh, no. I don't want to take money for this. I just want to play. I don't think I'm worthy of taking money because I was kind of a beginner at that point. And they said, no. They said, no, we want to pay you for what you're providing for us. That is the way the universe works. You get what you pay for. And so I was like, okay. And I relented and took the payment. But that taught me a valuable lesson. That you get what you pay for. And how much you complete the cycle when you complete the abundance flow, when you give into it and then you take out of it. So that is what we're doing with our offerings and with our tithings and with what we're giving to the center. We're just contributing to that cycle of giving and receiving. And so that's all I want to say about that. So this is, that there are many ways to give, and we accept all ways. If you want to volunteer your time or talent and your treasure is what we're talking about right now. So we have a tithing partner. Every month we get together with a local organization and we give them 10% or we give them 2% of our tithes. And as you know, this quarter we are supporting NAMI YOLO. That is our tithing partner this quarter. They are the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and it is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for the millions of Americans affected by mental illness. And if you've ever been affected by mental illness, can you raise your hand if you know someone that's been affected, or you yourself has been affected or touched in any way by mental illness? Yeah, that's all of us. That's all of us. Either for ourselves or for our loved ones or for or whatever. We're all affected by this. And yet there is this huge stigma around it. And that's what I love about NAMI.org. They're breaking through the stigma and they're helping people with practical things in their lives that are experiencing mental illness. So that is who we're supporting. And so there's several ways to give. Yeah. You can text to give at this number that's on the screen right now. You can also use PayPal. That's very convenient. Or you can send a good old-fashioned check or money order to CSL Davis, P.O. Box 1361, Davis, California. So now that you know why you give and you know how to give, let's enter into that divine, into the consciousness. Thank you. Thank you. I'm seeing the word here. Have you ever read a word and then not been able to say it? Or is it just me? I'm looking at the word here. Well, anyway, let's enter into that sacred consciousness of divine abundance. I invite you to place your hand over your heart to symbolize that vibrational energy of circulation, in, out, up, down. It is nature's way. And say with me our abundance affirmation. I give with an attitude of abundance, knowing that as I give, I do receive. Today, I celebrate my prosperity and my ability to share from my overflow of good. I give with the knowledge that all is well.
So peace for my sins. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So God give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you, Heather. We bless and release these gifts to do their work of proclaiming the good news that all is well. As we have freely given according to the law of circulation, it returns to us full measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So we will always have more to enjoy and to spare, to give and to share. For this we give thanks, we let it be so. And so it is. So, remember, folks, we believe in the power of spiritual connection here at the Center for Spiritual Living. YOLO. All right, I caught you off guard that time. Here at the Spiritual Living. Yeah, that works. I'm getting it into my bones, y'all. Get it into your bones. That's what we are. We're the Center for Spiritual Living, YOLO, blessedly. So, the power of spiritual connection. We believe that we are connected to spirit. We enjoy an unbreakable connection to spirit and an unbreakable connection to each other. And we utilize that connection and we affirm that connection through prayer. And if you want the gift of prayer today, if you want someone to know and see God working its way through your issues, through your life, then please let one of our practitioners know. Practitioners, raise your hands. Or me. let us know and let us give you the gift of prayer. We have a nice little private area over there where we can talk and have some private time and just know the absolute best about you and your affairs. So we believe in that. We believe that it works. So please let us use that with you. Also, we're having fellowship downstairs in the fellowship hall. And there's extra special goodies down there. Extra special. There's fresh baked bread. And there's also quiche. Homemade quiche. And it's awesome. So I will say that, and I'm a little biased because I know the quiche maker, but it is good. So please try that out after the ending song and benediction. So,
David.
oh, I forgot the children. How can I forget the children? The children that we are bringing into this center through our sheer will and through our consciousness. More people are coming. Those people are going to have children, and we want to welcome them. So we do that by saying three things. Number one, we say, we love you. Number two, we say, we are here for you. And number three, we say, we glad you're here. Okay, and that goes out to the universe, and there's all kinds of children and parents hearing that coming our way right now. I can see it, I can feel it. So, yeah, what I said about the Power Spiritual Connect, you remember all that.
Yeah.
That's where this goes. And then what I said about fellowship, you remember that stuff. That's what would go here. So now let us just have peace on earth. Let's sing the peace song and then have some fellowship time. Go forth and take your blessed belonging and amplify it out. Reach out to people that need to hear from you, that need your specialness, your light, your love. And always remember that God loves you. And so it is. Special thank you to Marty Meyer for stepping in. Thank you so much, Marty. This was yesterday that we called her and said, Marty, we need your help. And she and Heather threw together songs and she got herself down here, and it's just wonderful the way Spirit works. So thank you so much, Marty.
But, oh, yeah, always. Boundaries.
What did you consider to be foul? Really?
Yeah, they will. Yeah, and I live in an area that there's something that pollinates twice a year. So, yeah.
Part of the wonderful.
So wonderful.